Hello, my name is Jonathan Carvalho, and my persuasive speech is going to be on why coal power is important. My audience right over there. Have any of you ever wondered what really happens when you turn your light switch on or plug your cell phone into the wall? There's a deep process involved getting electricity to the house, and you don't just plug something in the wall and get power right away. This speech will entail showing you what the process is like, why it's so important, what's the need for it, and really why it needs to be kept around. There are many kinds of ways that power can be made. It can be made through nuclear power, gas power, coal power, as I'm explaining now, wind, and also solar power. This is simply the way the power is made. Most of the time it's water's boiled and spins a turbine, and the different kind of energy just depends on what you're burning to get to that goal. In order for power to be made, it needs to come from a power plant, obviously, and a power plant is very similar in all ways except one: fuel, like I just mentioned. The United States should just depend on one type of fuel. Our security and power dependability could be taken advantage of. For example, if all coal power plants are retired, what will happen when a gas pipeline ruptures 10 miles down the road before it gets to the power plant? You're not going to get any fuel to the plant, and the power will be completely cut off. The plant will be shut down. With coal power plants, you have normally a 90-day supply of coal on the property, where if something would happen and gas line would break or you would lose a unit, you could put coal right into the plant and fire up because it's on the property and it's a physical form of fuel. Finally, do you really believe that putting the coal plants in the past, retiring all of them like some of the government officials are trying to do today, you really think that's the smartest decision for our economy and really the world? The need for coal is very great at this time of our lives. It creates jobs, supplies the U.S. with a diverse program, and it also uses a renewable resource. As we all know, coal comes out of the ground. As our government chooses to get away from coal, China is the leading country in coal burning. Let's take into mind, let's say we clean up our coal and we don't burn coal anymore. We're all gas and nuclear and wind and solar. But right across the oceans, you got China and these other countries not caring and burning the coal. We all breathe the same air, and really it's not doing anything except they're making their power cheaper, which coal is all really cheaper than the other forms. And we just breathe the same air, so we're getting the pollution that they're putting out, which most of the time they don't clean up as much as we do. Another great need is jobs we get from coal. It creates jobs all the way around the spectrum. It comes from coal mines where you extract the coal out of the ground. It creates jobs at power plants for operators, maintenance to keep the plant going, electricians, all that. And lineman jobs out in the field. Once power comes from the power plant out to the power lines from the plant to the houses to the businesses, you need guys to work on that lines out there. Coal power will supply the grid and jobs throughout the country, like I just mentioned. This will satisfy the argument that coal power needs to be kept around. It'll keep the United States competitive with the power industry. Like I mentioned, coal is one of the cheapest forms to make. It'll keep our grid secure, and like I said, it'll keep the economy going with the jobs. And also, coal is extracted from the ground in the United States, so we don't have to pay to import it. It's a homeland material, you could say. For my visual aid, you can see here, this is the amount of what kind of power is used in the United States as of 2017. Coal is 42%. Natural gas is right around 25, 19% from nuclear, and then solar, hydro, petroleum, wind, that's very, very short amounts, as you can see. Like I mentioned earlier, power is not very easy to make. It's all made pretty much the same way, it just depends on the fuel. For instance, in a coal power plant, you take coal, you put it into what they call the boiler that you have fires in. Inside that boiler, there's many little tubes filled with water. Once the water is heated through from that coal fire that you have, it creates steam. Steam sent to a turbine. Steam causes the turbine to spin. That turbine is connected to a generator, and through an electronic field, the generator spins, conducts electricity, and is sent out into what they call a switch yard. It has many different kinds of transformers and boosters, and it boosts this power up to an amount that can be sent out to my home, your home, the business, and so forth. Like I said, coal is American made. We don't have to import this product. I got that from a website about the Kentucky Power education for power generation. Also, I have a quote here. It says, "Coal is good for Kentucky's economy. The Kentucky coal industry brought $3.1 billion into Kentucky from out of state during the 96-97 year through coal sales to customers in 29 other states and 15 countries." As you see from here, not only are we making power, we're able to sell it, and it just boosts the economy. The actions that can be taken, like I said, we need to keep them around for jobs, for the economy, and you might ask about the emissions. You know, it's dirty in the air. It's really not anymore. We have what they call scrubbers. Lime is injected, and it brings the sulfur amount down to practically nothing. You drive by a power plant today, you might see white smoke coming out, when the truth is it's not really smoke. It's water absorbed air that they pump through and clean the air up. Sulfur's taken out, and mercury is also taken out, and a lot of materials are taken out. In conclusion, just hope I was able to persuade you on why to keep power plants alive, to keep the jobs going, to keep our economy strong, and to supply our homes and businesses with the power we need. Thank you.